Ja, goedemorgen. Ja, Samuel zegt het lange tijd geleden dat we elkaar gesproken hebben. Ook door politiestakingen, dat wedstrijden niet doorgaan. Hoe kijk jij richting dat fenomeen?
I think actually it's been a good period for us. We, like the rest of the clubs, we had the window shut down and we had a lot of players away with international duties. So we had a little bit of time to regroup in some aspects and reflect about the first many weeks that we worked together and then today is our full squad that is finally back in training a little bit later today before we travel to Groningen. So it's been some good weeks where we, as I said, time for reflection and also to get the group organized in who will stay, who's going and stuff like this. So that's been good. And then we're also hungry now to start to play some games.
Maar wat vind jij als trainer van Feyenoord ervan dat er wedstrijden, de grootste wedstrijd in Nederland is niet doorgegaan? Mogelijk dat er de komende weken, mogelijk ook bij de Champions League, kan er eventueel een staking komen. Yeah. Hoe kijk jij daar tegenaan?
No, there's no doubt. My philosophy is always you have to play the games when the games are scheduled. So we were looking forward to play against Ajax for sure 3 weeks ago. But due to the reasons that you talk about with the staking of the police, then it wasn't possible. I would definitely prefer to play then, but now we just have to prepare in October for a midweek game, and that's unfortunately how it is. Not just for us, but also for Ajax, also for the supporters to come in a midweek. That's unfortunately how it is.
Ik kan me wel eens voorstellen dat het niet ideaal is. Jullie hebben nu lang niet gespeeld en nu komt er een hele zware periode aan met donderdag al Champions League. Hoe heb je daar dan op kunnen voorbereiden?
In some aspects, yes. It would have been nice to be in that flow and have that extra game in the team. On the other hand, we also missed a couple of players due to injuries and as you saw also the last day of the window, we got some new players in the squad as well. Luckily we had a lot of players away with the national teams who got minutes with them and also got some good game time. So they're definitely ready to play, and the rest of us who stayed behind here in Rotterdam, we had some good trainings. We had a good friendly game with the academy as well to get some physical work done as well.
Meerdere keren in deze zomer heb je aangegeven dat je het liefst een vervanger wilde voor Wiever en een vervanger voor Minte. En ook na de wedstrijd tegen Sparta wilde jij eigenlijk ook nog wel versterkingen erbij. Ben je tevreden over hoe de transferwindow voor Feyenoord is geweest?
I think overall, yes. I knew it would be a difficult window. I think if you asked Dennis as well, he also knew in advance it would be a difficult window. It's always difficult when a new coach is coming into the club, and then also together with all the rest is going on. It was a quite experienced squad that has been together for some years, so we knew that there would be some rotation in the squad, and I think you know the numbers just as well as me. We let go close to 22 players this window. We had 11 new players coming in as well, which is close to 40% of the squad right now. And overall, I'm really pleased. We have some good boys. We have good quality. We're also able to keep Santiago and David, for example, which is also important for us. Then yes, we talked about Minte and we talked about Mats Wiever. I also said it here a couple of times. It is not easy to replace that kind of quality 1-to-1. It is not easy, and I know Dennis, the scouting department, me, myself, all of us together have been doing everything we could to get the right replacement in. We needed to get a player in or players in that could strengthen us. And at the end of the day, we got 11 really good quality players in. Some need some time to lift the level, just like Mats when he arrived here, just like Minte when he arrived here as well. And then others are ready to play from the start.
Ja, de Zuid-Koreaan Wang is nog niet speelgerechtig morgen. Zijn rookie is ook morgen geschorst. Heb je problemen voor de wedstrijd tegen Groningen op het middenveld?
Problems never, challenges yes.
Oké, en hoe is het met Jiménez? Want die kwam ook vorig jaar vaak pas laat binnen. Soms met een jetlag. Is hij er al en kan hij ook daadwerkelijk morgen spelen? Of moet je hem tegen zichzelf in bescherming nemen?
He should be fit to play. He arrived yesterday morning and had a session inside the gym and recovery, and hopefully had a good night's sleep. He will be on the pitch today, and then we'll see how good he's feeling. We got other good players as well. I know Ayase is the same challenge with him and traveling all the way from Japan, but Julian as well is also an option. So we're good covered in this aspect and this element. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. But I'm definitely confident that we will travel to Groningen for a difficult game. First of all, good team, good young squad. Good supporters in Groningen as well, but we'll definitely go there with the ambition to try to win.
Laatste vraag, Geertruida, je aanvoerder is weg. Wie wordt vanaf nu de nieuwe aanvoerder? Wie heb je benoemd?
I already said it earlier. We have a lot of good players in the group. We have a lot of players with a lot of experience and also leadership skills. There's a bigger captains group within the team. I told them who will be the captain, but the rest of the team doesn't know it yet. Again, everybody was not in yesterday morning when we had a meeting, so I would prefer to tell them first before I tell you guys. Tomorrow you will see the new captain with the armband in Groningen. But I already made my decision and also told the captains group who it's going to be. But later today I would like to tell the rest of the team first before I let you guys know.
Dankjewel.
Gaan we naar achteren? Oh. Ja, als je het toch al daar bent, dan is het makkelijk.
Goedemorgen. Nog even Ben ook.
Ja.
In die 20 dagen, je hebt ook niet echt een oefenwedstrijd kunnen spelen. Weliswaar tegen een onder 21 team, maar niet tegen een andere club. Hoe hinderlijk is dan zo'n periode waar je echt zo'n hap eruit hebt?
Not really a challenge. It's part of football and it's part of our club that we got so many internationals. That's really positive. Then it's up to me and us in this period to get the best out of it with the players we have available. I think it was for me and I hope also for the players. It was a good opportunity to play the academy, the under-21s. I know also they had a lot of players away with the youth national teams. But first of all, it comes down to physical load. Try to give the players a good hit in that aspect, and then it was a good opportunity to see some of the academy boys also, and also just to get to the academy, meet people over there, and have a good friendly game instead of playing other Dutch teams that maybe have the same challenges in some aspects. Then for me it was more important to see the academy and also just to get the physical hit that we needed for the boys that we had back. I think we had 8 players or 9 players in the line-up from our team.
Ja. In de interlandbreek gebeurde natuurlijk ook nog iets verrassends. Hè? Want Bijlo die zou vertrekken, is nu toch gebleven. Verandert dat nog iets?
No, I don't think so. In what way? I said it also before. I was disappointed for Justin. I don't think he was treated really well from Southampton in that process. I don't think it was really correct what happened there. And then of course we were standing with open arms to get him back, and he's a proper Feyenoorder, and he's just as a big part of the team as he was before. Nothing changed in that aspect. It's up to him to compete with Timon at the moment.
Er komt een stevig blok aan, hè? Wedstrijden die elkaar vlot opvolgen. Hoe staat jouw team ervoor in dat opzicht? Moet je elke wedstrijd ook rekening houden met een volgend duel, met de belastbaarheid van meerdere wedstrijden in een week? Kun je daar inzicht in geven?
Yeah, no, there's definitely some load management that has to be done. There's still some players in our squad that haven't had that preseason as we really wanted to. Hugo Bueno will hopefully soon also come back, and he also missed some preseason with us and had a rhythm that is not perfect. So we have some boys that we need to control in some aspects. Gano also coming back from injury and got his first minutes this season against the academy. Looking good, by the way. So there's definitely some load management we need to take in consideration, and that's also why we got a big squad in many aspects, and we got good quality players in the team.
Verwacht je dat Wang donderdag wel inzetbaar al is? Dat dan alles is afgerond?
I hope so. I really hope that we can get him available for us. That would be definitely nice.
Ten slotte heb je nog blessures, afwezigen waarvan je al weet, buiten het rijtje die we kennen met bijvoorbeeld Bueno erop en Hartman, die niet inzetbaar zijn?
Stengs also, yeah. No, the rest been coming back from international break or duties really well. I expect that the rest of the squad should be complete.
Dankjewel.
Graag gedaan.
Gaan we nu wel naar achter, naar de andere kant? NOS.
Ja, ik was nog wel benieuwd wat je nou eigenlijk van het fenomeen van dat staken vindt. Hè? Dus dat de politie een motief heeft om te staken en dat ze het voetbal zo pakken. Ik weet niet, of ben je dat gewend? In Denemarken gebeurde dat wel eens. Hoe kijk je naar dat fenomeen?
I think it's a bigger discussion to take. First of all, I'm a football coach, and I'm a coach of a club and also a sport where we depend on security, and it's important for us that the security is in top for all the supporters that come here at the Kuip, that they feel safe and they feel secure in that aspect, and that's why it's important in that aspect. I can't remember if I tried it before in Denmark or in Antwerp. But I think it's part of life, and it's part of the politics that's also going around in the daily life that we as a football club is influenced by, and I would not sit here and judge it whether it's good or not. I respect it. That's how it is, and I think that's the best thing I can do, and then try to prepare my boys and our team in the best way possible, and wait for the game on the 30th of October, and hopefully it will be a great evening for all of us.
Ja. Hoe heet het? Het treft dus vooral Ajax eigenlijk. Hè? Dat nu 2 keer dat die club niet kan spelen. Ja, voor wie is het grootste nadeel eigenlijk? Is het voor de concurrentie vervelend? Of is het voor Ajax vooral vervelend? Hoe kijk je daarnaar?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's always individual how you look at it and how you feel it. And I think any coach, any team, they want to play the normal schedule and the schedule that was planned already months ago. That's how you did your whole preseason. That's how you prepared the coming weeks and months and stuff like this. And then, of course, when something like this happens, you have to try to get the best out of it. And in our situation with the game cancelled before the international break, then we needed to regroup in some aspects and try to get some good sessions out of it from a physical point of view. And as I also said, we had some injuries and stuff like this. So in some aspects, we tried to get the best out of it. But it's a part of it that is a condition that you need to accept and respect. And then, yeah, as I said, move on and focus on the things that you can control. And this one is something that I have no control over. It's other people, politicians, that decides this.
Ja. Het ging net ook al even over die transferperiode, hè, dat dat nu klaar is en dat je de groep nu compleet hebt. Moeilijke vraag hoor, maar als je dat nu moet inschatten en met die Champions League die eraan komt met een heel vol programma. Hoe zou jij nu de doelstellingen formuleren, nu je gewoon weet wat je groep is, als het om het vervolg van het seizoen gaat?
I don't think I know the doelstellingen or the goals of the season, they don't change for us. We're still Feyenoord, and we're still here to compete for the trophy in Netherlands. We're also here to compete in Champions League, and we're also here to develop the squad and get more value out of the players, develop them, make them even better, stronger. That's the same goals that we have from 2 months ago or 1 week ago. It's exactly the same.
Surviving in the Champions League?
No, not surviving. I don't think so. Competing. That's why we're here. I know it's a difficult group. I saw a lot of stats and data from the draw, and we maybe had the toughest draw of all of them, but I see it as a nice challenge. Honestly, I see it as a big challenge for us. I see some good games here at the Kuip. I see some good games away from home that will be difficult for us, but also some games that we can take a lot of good things away from, and it's a nice challenge. Difficult, yes, but a good one.
Laatste vraag over Groningen, waar het op dit moment heel fris is en daar hangt natuurlijk een hele positieve vibe. Feyenoord is nog wel een beetje zoekende. Is dat nou eigenlijk een vervelende, lastige uitwedstrijd?
It's for sure a difficult one. I heard a lot from staff members who've been there a couple of times, and also followed them last season, and know they've been unbeaten in the competition for many games, and I think they had a good start of the competition as well. They play some nice football, some good football, a good coach up there as well. Good supporters at the stadium, so it will be a difficult game for us, no doubt. Also, when we talk about the internationals not being here for a long period, only 1 day together can make it a little bit more challenging. But again, we need to take it in, and we need to accept that challenge, and we need to perform at our best. Then I know we also can go there and pick up 3 points that we definitely want.
Succes.
Dank u.
Nog meer vragen over de wedstrijd van morgen, Groningen? Ja, hier aan de rechterkant.
Ja, trainer, met Seruki geschorst heb je niet echt een specifieke 6 meer in je selectie. Hè? Iemand die er echt altijd speelt. Wie komt daar nou het dichtst bij in de buurt om op die plek het beste tot zijn recht te komen?
I think we got a lot of good midfielders in the team. We got Quinton, we got Givi, we got Anto. Obviously, Wang is now probably not available. Kevin as well. So I think it depends how we put everything together. I'm quite confident that we can solve it. But yes, I agree with you. In some aspects, Seruki is probably the most obvious 6 we have in that aspect. But you can play the midfield in different positions.
Oké, dus het zou ook weer een 3-4-3 kunnen.
It could be, yeah.
Oké, dankjewel.
Ja, nog 1 vinger hier aan de linkerkant.
Je zegt dat het moeilijk voor Feyenoord hè, om de kwaliteit 1 op 1 te kunnen vervangen in het geval van Wiever en Minte. Maar wie zijn in jouw ogen nou de vervangers van die 2, van de nieuwe spelers?
As I already said it here, I think we have good midfielders there. Now we got in Wang at the last day of the window. He's got international experience from a lot of different competitions throughout the world. He's got international experience from his country. Just played 2 really good games for them as well. I definitely see him as one of the possibilities. We cannot find the exact match Wiever, and that's also probably not what we exactly were looking for, because it's impossible. But somebody with the same qualities. Wang, for example, is also really dynamic in his game offensively and also defensively. He's covering a lot of meters. So he's for sure one of them that can replace it. Then Minte was more difficult for us. I think you also saw it, and I know Dennis also talked about it about a week ago. We did everything we could to see if we could bring in top quality in that aspect. At the end of the day, we didn't find the right solution. And then I'm happy with Osman, with Anis Hatsmusa, who also came in quite early in the window. Igor Luka is still available for us, and then soon Calvin Stengs is back from injury as well. So we got good possibilities on the right side as well. As I said, it is not easy to replace that kind of quality that Minte had, for example. But I know Dennis, scouting department, me, all of us, we did the best we could, and we're fighting hard until the last seconds of the window. And at the end of the day, we got a really good squad with youth, with academy players, with players who's been there for a couple of years, who know the league, who know Champions League. Foreigners, Dutch players. I think we got a good mix to compete, not just in the eredivisie, but also in the Champions League.
Osman heeft zijn werkpasje, hè? Die kan spelen, toch? Wat voor indruk maakt hij op jou?
It's unfortunately just a few days. We were able to see him just before he went with the national team, and then he was in training yesterday. But he's got speed, he's got pace, he's got some good one-against-one skills. He's very fast, and he can help us on all 3 offensive positions. And of course, he still needs to adjust a bit to the Dutch league and to Holland in general. But definitely he's ready to help us.
Heb je Nederlands elftal gekeken? Wat vond je van Timber? Hoe die inviel en hoe die zich heeft gemanifesteerd bij de nationale ploeg?
Yeah, it's what I expected, in the sense of I know what Quinton is capable of. He had a tough preseason. He had an injury just before the summer break, so he was struggling to get back into match fitness. I don't think he was completely on his top, but he got loaded really well. He had a good week leading up to the camp with Oranje, and then I'm sure he did really well in training. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten the minutes he got. I think he did really well, and I'm really happy that Quinton is still with us, and he's going to be really valuable for us the coming season for sure in any aspect.
Eén dingetje nog. Je gaat niet zeggen wie de aanvoerder wordt, maar kun je wel zeggen aan welke voorwaarden een goede aanvoerder in je ogen moet voldoen?
Yeah, as I said, first of all, I think it's important to have different people in that group, because sometimes you cannot play with your captain in all the games, so it's important to have a second captain and even a third captain. So we have a big group, 6 players in that group. But for me, the captain is somebody who's a club captain. He is somebody who reflects the values of the club. He is somebody who can lead the whole squad, not just a few players or his own group, but everybody. He takes responsibility for everybody, young ones, new ones, older ones, experienced ones. It's really important that he's got leadership skills. It's important that he takes responsibility on the pitch, that he demands from everybody in any aspect, sets the standard really high. Here at Feyenoord, we're here to compete for trophies, and you also need a lot of people who knows what it takes to perform at that level, and that's definitely also the captain's responsibility to make sure that everybody is performing high in training, so we keep the level high when we have to play the games. Graag gedaan.
Volgens mij, toch nog eentje. Valentijn, komt eraan. Sluiten we daarmee af.
Je had het net over Timber. Is hij klaar voor 90 minuten?
I hope so, yes.
Ja? En dan laat je hem staan. Want hebben jullie nog gesproken daarover? Over het Sparta gebeuren?
Of course. Of course. I also saw a little bit of that discussion afterwards, and I have to say I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised sometimes in football what's going on. Opinions will always come. And that's part of football, and that's also part of my job, and I actually like it. I just don't like when there's no respect in the opinions, and I think some of the opinions that came out were disrespectful towards me, and also in some aspects towards Quinten. Sometimes you have to think a little bit further ahead, and definitely if you're an ex-football player, then you also know the game as well. And I told you guys for a couple of weeks, Quinten at that time was still on his way up, progressing from a fitness level, and it was my job at the end of the day to, as the head coach, to take care of him, protect him from a physical point of view, so he didn't get a setback physically. And that's what I did at that game. Of course, I don't want to take out some of the key players, which Quinten for sure is, but sometimes I have to make difficult choices and tough choices, even in a game where I maybe needed him. But maybe that's also why he actually had a good flow in and fly into the Oranje camp, because I didn't smash him all the way through in the Sparta game, and then he actually had a good lead up to that week, had some good trainings, we protected him a little bit throughout the week, and then he was ready to compete for Oranje and ended up playing some good, valuable minutes and did really well. And yesterday he looked fantastic on the pitch.
Ja, maar je hebt het over de reacties, maar ook heb je het dan ook over zijn reactie? Zeg maar,
yeah, but I don't know. I didn't see a reaction, to be honest. I see a player who gets substituted, who of course is disappointed, and I would also be disappointed if Quinten is not disappointed. But when the game is going and the referee is still on the pitch and everything is moving, I cannot explain him why I take him out. Then I just expect that when I take players out, then they do their job. They go sit on the bench, they give me the hand, and then that's done. And then afterwards, of course, when he's one of the key players, I will always explain him why I take him out. And of course, I do that with Quinten. I also do it with maybe younger players or other players. I even also explained Givai. Sorry, man, I took you off at halftime. Maybe it wasn't even supposed to be you, but that was my decision at halftime to take you off, even though you maybe didn't deserve it. Maybe it should have been somebody else. I try really to be respectful to all the players that I have within the squad and explain them some of the decisions that I make. And sometimes I also don't explain them everything, because it is also their job just to respond to the decisions that I made. I think that is quite logical. And then I also tell them, my door is open at 1908, 12 hours a day. My phone is open 24/7. They are more than welcome to call and text me, and I love to talk to them in that aspect. So sometimes it's also up to them to be proactive in searching for decisions or whatever from me. But I really try to be transparent in any aspect. I think that's, for me, that's the key in football and definitely also in life. Just be honest with each other, and that's what I am with these guys, and definitely Quinten.
Ja, dus je vraagt wel een professionele opstelling op het moment dat je iemand wisselt. Zeg maar, dat ze gewoon normaal naar je toe komen, een hand geven en gaan zitten.
Yeah, of course. I think we all do, but then we also work with human beings, and sometimes some of them are really angry and they go kick a bottle or whatever, and I think it's how it is. I think it's also sometimes as a coach you need to accept that there's emotion from players, and then I know they cool down for 5 minutes and then they come up and then they shake my hand, and that's also fine. And then I know it's your job always to find small cracks here and there within the team. That's fine. I accept it, but sometimes it's not as bad as it is, and I think it's important that we have emotions, and that sometimes when we talk about the new generation in football and people in general, sometimes I miss the emotions from these guys. I miss to see the passion and the fire of the players, because then I can understand what's going on in their mind. So sometimes I also try to get this out, and then I can accept that somebody is kicking the bottle or whatever. But be clever and remember you're wearing a shirt and a logo where you have to act and behave respectful towards not just me but towards everybody. And then I think it's human. Sometimes you cross a small line, and then of course we talk about it to get people back in line. But when it comes to the Quinten after the game, I think it was a normal reaction and a normal answer he gave to you guys. He did not know at that time why I took him off. That's normal. I don't have the time to explain everything when the war is going, when the game is going. But afterwards, I'm really transparent and I do my absolute best to treat these guys with respect.
Ja, nog eentje. Zei je nu net dat je bij Antwerpen in Denemarken ook hebt meegemaakt dat de wedstrijden werden gecanceld? Of niet? Of is dit de eerste keer dat je dit meemaakt?
Yeah, honestly. I get older also, and I forget a lot of things, and I tried a lot of football games. I can't say I probably also tried that we had to get a game cancelled or whatever. I'm sure we had, but it's part of it. We just need to respond to it.
Ja, maar vind je dat voor het imago van het Nederlandse voetbal is dit toch heel slecht? Je ziet toch in geen enkele competitie dat één ploeg 2 wedstrijden heeft gespeeld en een andere ploeg 5. Al zo snel in het seizoen ook.
I don't know. It was actually sometimes in Czech Republic also last year. Some of the games were postponed in some aspects. Also, you saw it there this season. I think Pilsen and Slavia had a game postponed because they wanted to prepare really well for their qualification in Champions League or Europa League. So I think that's how it is. I don't think it's optimal, but at the end of the day, it's something we cannot control, and at the end of the day, I think we have to respect the authorities, and that's what I try to do.
Oké, dankjewel.
Graag gedaan.